What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm your co-host Donovan Quick, and before we get started, you see that little mini helmet back there. If y'all like it, it's a little throwback. I know it's kind of hard to see, but if you guys like it, go ahead and check it out in the link down below. Grid Gridiron. That you can also get custom helmets, the newer helmets. I personally like the throwback a little bit better, so that's why I got that one. But yeah, that was an absolute butt whooping we got on Thursday Night Football. Fucking Thanksgiving night, Sunday night on, like, bro, that was just an absolute, just hand to our ass, belt to ass, just terrible game for us. Like, I understood we needed to come into this game and we needed to kill narratives. Well, the narratives are louder than ever. Narratives are, Dolphins are not only bad in cold weather, they're getting their ass handed to them in cold weather. Look, that first half, you're down 24-3. It was 21-3. You had the opportunity to go down and score, cut it to 21-10, and you get the ball to start the second half. And Tua, for the first time, and I swear since he had the concussion, even before that, like the Jaguars game, he missed Tyreek high, then he missed Achan high, and that took away at least 3 points, probably 7, and that was a 6-point, if not more, swing, because we turned the ball over at the 45. They go and get 30 yards with 22 seconds, and they kick a field goal. Now you're down 24-3. You're down 3 scores going into halftime. You come out, you cut it down, you get a score, you get the 2-point conversion, which was a beautiful catch by Waddle, by the way. Gorgeous pass. Perfect. It's 24-11. You drive down the field again because your defense is doing well. They got the stop. 24-11. You drive down the field again. You get to the 1-yard line at 2nd and goal. I liked the play call on 2nd and goal. It was just a really, it was a run play. Try to get him in. I probably would have put in Mostert instead, or Jalen Wright instead of Achan, because I want a more physical back with 1 yard, especially since we got pushed around basically the entire game in the trenches. And it was just stuffed. It is what it is. 3rd and goal. I like that play call too. It was just read perfectly by the defense, and it just is what it is. You know, you live to fight another down. On 4th down, though, I cannot for the life of me begin to think why you wouldn't just go and put in the I formation, put Ingold back there, put Mostert or Wright back there, and just say, we're going to punch this in your freaking mouth. Like, we are that good. This was the first time in 24 possessions that we have not scored on a goal to go from the 1. Goal to go from the 1, we have scored 23 consecutive times up until that possession. That was ridiculous. Like, I understood, like, Ingold might have had it if he hadn't slipped, but he did slip. And then that was just atrocious. And I know a lot of people are saying, why are you taking a sack there? Just throw the ball up. Look, he throws the ball up. It might be picked off. It might be a pick 6. Now, instead of a 2-score game, you're looking at a 3-score game. And it's just not good. It's just not good. So you do what you got to do. You take the sack. Now you have field position. Now they're backed up. And you let a few plays go by, they gain some yards. Now they're not in their own goalpost. It is what it is. But the thing that set me off, I'm not sure if y'all saw it, I'm going to point it out to you right now. Zach Sealer on that 49-yard completion to Josh Jacobs finally gets pressure. We finally get pressure with a 3 or 4-man rush. He's up the middle. He goes to release as Love steps up in the pocket. And he gets held. He gets his whole freaking jersey just grabbed like this. And guess what happened? No freaking flag. That should have been a 2nd and 20 from their own 15-yard line. Instead, 50 yards the other way. That is a 65-yard swing. 60-yard swing. That is a 60-yard swing the other way. Like, and then, yeah, cool, we hold them to a field goal, but now instead of a 2-possession game, it's back to 3-possession game, and they took so much time off the clock. It was 8 minutes or 9 minutes when we gave them the ball. 9:22 when we gave them the ball. We got the ball back with 5:38. So now instead of scoring and cutting it to 1 possession from the 1-yard line, we take a sack, they miss a holding call, and then they drive down the field and kick a field goal, taking 4 minutes off the clock. And now we now have to drive down, score, kick an onside kick. And look, we drove down pretty easily. Now, given they were playing more off coverage, they were just playing kind of in front of them, making sure that we stayed in bounds and killed time off the clock, which worked because we ended up scoring with like 3 minutes left to go. So now we have 3 minutes and like 1 timeout to kick an onside kick, which the ball was not bouncing up in that turf. That turf was really, really soft and clear as day. I mean, it was super soft, so it just rolled basically. Did not bounce up like it would on like a more solid turf or like Miami's grass field, where it's maybe not as soft and not as thick. Yeah, that was an extremely soft field, so it laid over. Jaden Reed got it. And then they're able to, kick the field goal. And now instead of it being, okay, we can score a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and then kick a field goal to tie it. Now we have to score twice to two touchdowns to go and win this game. Because there's no option in tying it. It just was not in reach. Get the ball back. Drive down. It's just no time. There's just no time left. They killed all the time. We gave them the ball with 3 minutes, and we got it back with 1:50 and down 2 scores. Just wasn't in the cards. I'm going to try to go on the bright side here, though, because that holding, I know we finally got a call back. Because I mean, dude, we were getting in the trenches, we were absolutely dominated through and through throughout the entire game. There's no question about it. Aaron Brewer was getting beat like he was standing still. He kept tossing a guy onto Liam Eichenberg, and he was like, why do I have 2 guys I'm blocking? I'm not, freaking Trent Williams on the 49ers, where I can literally take a guy hand in hand. Teron Armstead probably shouldn't have played, and he was slow in pass protection the entire night. He was ass. But the more positive note is that in that second half, I know you're playing with the lead, you play a little bit differently. Tua was on target. He was almost perfect in that second half. The offense ran beautifully in that second half. The defense, once again, you're up 24-3. Your offense plays a little bit more conservatively, and that's basically what they did. They try to run time off the clock, but our defense only gave up 6 points, given 3 of them were off of the onside kick, and the other 3 were off of the BS 50-yard play that they let go because of a holding call. Given we did get the benefit of the doubt on a later call with Saron Neal pass interfered with Christian Watson. So we got that call, but that was about the only call we got all night, because they pass interfered like 3 other times, including the one to Odell on a key 3rd down. That was BS. But yeah, trenches, we got murdered. Refs, besides that one play with Saron Neal interfering with Watson, were basically just blind the entire night to anything that the Packers did. I mean, Sealer was being held, I don't know how often, the entire night. Calais Campbell was held so many times, I couldn't even tell you. And it's not even like, it's like holding, like, it's soft. Like, no, it's their jersey being ripped apart, or they get beat and their whole arm is just holding them like a bear hug, and they're just not calling it. But God forbid Tyreek Hill goes like this and then let's go. God forbid he does that. That takes away a 20-yard gain and brings it back down to a 2-yard gain. Like, give me a freaking break, bro. Yeah, so that didn't help. Look, refs are not the reason we lost. I'm not saying the refs are the reason we lost. Just saying it was the icing on the cake. It was just brutal, and then that just made it even worse. That just set me off. But the fact that we played really well at the end of the game, defensively, offensively, I know that there is, little things that, they're up 24. They played differently, or up 21. They played differently when you're up 3 scores. They weren't as aggressive. They had some aggressive plays in there, but they weren't really as aggressive as they were in the first half. And the reason why is because they were up 21 points. So, yeah. Our offense, our defense played really well in the second half. And we have important cold games at the end of the season with Cleveland and New York. And the way that they played in the second half in this game, I think can translate well into those cold games. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, we lose one more game, forget about the playoffs. Like, right now, playoffs are, I'll put out another video tomorrow on how we can make the playoffs and kind of the rooting guide for this week. But we lose one more and we're out. There's zero doubt about it. If we win out, we still might be out. It is a really tough road ahead. Luckily, the guys in front of us have much tougher schedules than the guys behind, or than us, I should say. We have the 5th easiest schedule remaining, whereas the Broncos have to play the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Steelers. I believe the Steelers have to play like a brutal schedule the rest of the way. I think they have one of the hardest schedules, if not the hardest schedule. Chargers also have a very difficult schedule going ahead, but yeah. It's going to be a very, very tough couple of weeks. At least we get this longer week ahead. We come back home against the Jets. Hopefully we can give them a nice little welcome to Miami moment next week. But we got to step it up. In the trenches, I know we have injuries. I don't care. Like, Storm Duck should be playing better. Kader Kohu got injured. He didn't come back in. Cam Smith got injured. He didn't come back in. Kendall Fuller still out with a concussion. He might return next week, actually. I think it's kind of like a Tua deal where, it's the second concussion of the season. They're just being precautious. But we need to add another edge rusher. And if Bradley Chubb is not activated this week, we're going to be in trouble. We just placed Tyus Browser, who is a good run stopper, on IR. We activated Tyler Huntley, who was our emergency third quarterback tonight. I wouldn't doubt if he ends up being our backup quarterback next week, now that he has like a full week of practice. But we only have 3 designations left. Chubb does not count, neither does Cameron Good when they come back because they're off of PUP. But yeah, this is just a brutal game for the Dolphins in the trenches, and it needs to be fixed. Like, that is it needs to be fixed. Teron Armstead, I love how you played every game so far this season, brother, but you probably should have sat this one out. By the way, we're down to our second round rookie at our starting right tackle when he was supposed to be our left tackle, because Kendall Lamb got injured. So that's good news. But yeah, I'm rambling at this point. I'm pissed off. Let me know how pissed off you guys are in the comments. Are you pissed off? Are you just sad? Are you depressed? Are you just over it? Let me know what you guys think. Do you still believe, with that somewhat positive second half, that we can make a run into the playoffs? I'm going to give you my thoughts on the playoffs in my playoff video tomorrow. But yeah, till then, deuces.